Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video, and today we have yet another budget store find. This time it's Stuff You Should Know, SYSK, a party game of weird, fascinating, and unbelievable trivia, brought to you by the people who brought you Trivial Pursuit. This game is for people 16 years and older, for 3 to 6 players, and it's brought to you by Hasbro Gaming. SYSK, Stuff You Should Know. Again, I picked this up in the budget bin for $1.99 and 25% off. So I saw this and I said, you know what? Let's pick it up and have some fun. Oh, here we go. On the back, it says, Stuff You Should Know. Obsessed with conspiracy theories? Know what's up with bicups? Stuff full of blood facts? Whether you are a part of the SYSK army or simply curious about the world, you picked the right game. Answer trivia from episodes of the hit podcast. Collect all 6 category tokens, first to win. Get a boost with lifelines. And there's your table of contents. Of course, this was released in 2021 by the good people at Hasbro. And we've done a lot of other Hasbro unboxings. So Hasbro, you know, has been around for years, releasing all kinds of great family-friendly games. So we love to see whenever we get something in the budget bin from Hasbro. So let's crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have on the inside. And of course, we have the rulebook and some other stuff. So let's take a look here. So again, the rulebook. A party game of weird, fascinating, and unbelievable trivia. Gives you a table of contents, again, for ages 16 plus, for 3 to 6 players. Okay, how does this game work? Prove you know your stuff as you take turns answering trivia, each question from a different episode of Stuff You Should Know. The first player to fill their board with one of each category token wins. Things you should do first. Categories. All right, so we got some great categories here. We got history, pop culture, myths, legends, and conspiracies, science and tech, humans, SYSK selects, a mix of topics handpicked by Josh and Chuck, sort of like a grab bag. You never know what you're going to get. Get ready, how to play, what you do on your turn. Cards are double-sided. You got the category, the episode title, the question, and the answers on the bottom. How lifelines work, stuff someone else should know. Some tips. Flip it on the other side. How lifelines work, you got the 50-50. Stuff you should skip. Stuff you should research. Swap a token. Swap between 2 other players and steal a token. How do you win? The first player to fill their board with each of the 6 category tokens wins. You can only earn 1 token per category. Okay, that's good to know. So it's based on a podcast. Okay, as you know, this is a used game, so everything's already been pre-punched. All right, so we get our card. So again, you have to get a token to fill in for each one of the categories. So you have history, you have science and tech, you have pop culture, SYSK selects, humans, and then myths, legends, and conspiracies. And these are your bonus ones. Stuff someone else should know, stuff someone else should know, and stuff someone else should know. All right. Okay. The SYSK group. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 player boards. Again, they've been pre-punched, but I got a baggie full of stuff, so this is cool. So we have different kinds of these bonus things that go on the side. So let's see what we got here. We got one that says swap a token, and then again, there you go, swap a token with someone else. You've got steal a token, all right. 50-50. 50-50. stuff you should skip, stuff you should research. Okay. Skip, steal a token, skip. Let me flip these over again. Token, research, research, skip, and swap a token. So you get a bunch of those. And then you get your tokens as you win. Front and backs are the same for all your tokens. So there's what your little tokens look like for the different categories. Oh, sorry, that guy slid down. I think I got them all there. Yeah. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, those are your 6 tokens that you need to put. So you take that on your board and you obviously throw it on there where it belongs. That token would go up there, obviously. And that's how you do it. That's how you know. All right, so there you go. You got a bunch of those. There are your tokens. There are your tokens. There you go. Enough for 6 players. And then we have stacks of cards. Got another little sitting over here. So we got history trivia cards, a whole bunch of them. Again, the questions are on the front and on the back. So let's take them at random. Let's take a card at random. We could show you one, or show you a couple. So we got history, how Stonehenge works. No one is really sure of the true origins of Stonehenge, but one of the oldest origin stories comes from Geoffrey of Monmouth's History of the Kings of Britain. In his telling, who brought the stones to England? Was it Queen of the Fairies, Robin Hood, Merlin, Druids? And the correct answer is Merlin. In Geoffrey's story, giants brought the stones to Ireland from Africa. Then the Britons took the stone under Merlin's management. Okay. Another history question. How the March on Washington worked. Though the March on Washington in 1963 was a pivotal event in the Civil Rights Movement, the fight for racial equality predates it. What longtime civil rights activist, whom Martin Luther King Jr. referred to as the Dean of Negro Rights, helped to organize the March on Washington? Stokely Carmichael, John Lewis, A. Philip Randolph, or Bayard Rustin? I'm going to go with Stokely Carmichael. Philip Randolph. Born in 1889, Philip Randolph was 40 years older than MLK and a lifelong activist. In 1929, he organized the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, meant to improve the working conditions of black employees on railroad lines. Okay, I didn't know that. That's fantastic. Again, we're talking about history here, so let's pull another card real quick. I'm not going to pull another one from history because there's your history. And you get a little divider for this here. See that? So that's very cool too. Keep your cards separated. So there's your history cards. And the next up is going to be our going to be pop culture. Again, has a little card for us. Pop culture. Oh, there's a history card that got thrown in there somehow. All right, got pop culture. You see how it is all on top. I'm going to pull this one right here. So pop culture, how blank works. Playing trivia games with friends is how some people get their adrenaline rush, but not everyone can stand the constant excitement. New Zealand entrepreneur A.J. Hackett popularized what thrill-seeking activity after watching the indigenous people of Vanuatu? Bungee jumping, cliff diving, zip lining, or whitewater rafting? Let's see. I'm going to go with bungee jumping. Yep, bungee jumping. Hackett observed land divers on Pentecost Island in Vanuatu jumping from towers with vines tied to their ankles. Wow. Good luck with that. It wouldn't be me. All right. So there you go. That's your pop culture kinds of questions. Give you one of those. Then we also have our next category, which is myths, legends, and conspiracies. Okay, get a nice one, another one of those things on top of there. Pick a random card to show you an example of a question. How about this one right here? Let's take a look. It says, myths, legends, and conspiracies. How nitrous oxide works. What near-death experience inspired Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard to write the unpublished manuscript Excalibur? Dental procedure, scuba accident, helicopter accident, or venomous snake encounter? I'm going to go with scuba accident. Dental procedure. Hubbard was strongly opposed to the use of nitrous oxide, and he wrote about how bad it was in his book Dianetics. Okay, so there you have that. Again, that's the topic of myths, legends, and conspiracies. And then we're going to take a look at the next one, which is science and tech. So grab an example of that one. Science and tech. Animal migration, where's that knowing? Home is where the eggs are. That's what we always say. Which of these homesick animals migrates to the place where they were born in order to lay their eggs? A monarch butterfly, a whooping crane, a humpback whale, a Chinook salmon. I'm going to go with the salmon. Hey, I was right. The salmon dodge bears and cold weather in order to get back to their original spawning grounds, laying their eggs near where they were born. I think I saw a video once on that. Okay, on the back of that. Okay, so look at the back of this. True or false, how ultrasound works. If you ever had an ultrasound, you probably remember the ultrasonographer putting some cold jelly on your skin first. True or false? The gel used for ultrasounds is just a lubricant to help the transducer probe slide more easily. That's false. Among other things, that gel eliminates air between the probe and your skin to help pass the sound waves into your body. If you're lucky, they'll be using one of the ultrasounds that have a built-in gel warmer. There you go. So you got true and false on one side, and you have true and false on one side, and you have trivia questions on the other. So what we have here next which is another, okay, of course you got another one of those dividers, which can go right there. And the topic this time is humans. So I'm just going to pull one out real quick for you. Take a look. Again, humans, how cave dwellers work. Steely Dan's song, The Caves of Almara, is about a real cave complex that's famous for their prehistoric drawings and paintings on its walls. In which country is the Cave of Almira located? Greece, Spain, France, United States. I'm going to say it's in Greece. Nope, in Spain. The song, according to Steely Dan, is a straightforward song about a man who is astonished by the cave drawings. Okay. And back. How hate works. We've all heard that there's a thin line between love and hate, but let's see what science has to say. True or false, love and hate activate the same parts of the brain? I'm going to say false. It's true. Putman and insula flare up similarly when we see someone we love or someone we hate. We guess that means Iron Maiden was right. There is a thin line between love and hate. And last but not least, we have our last divider. And we have our SYSK, Stuff You Should Know Select Questions. So if you didn't listen to the podcast, you're not going to do too well on this one, I'm assuming, in the category. Just like in Trivial Pursuit, sometimes we gave us, when we were playing, sometimes we started off with a random piece. So maybe here you need to have this guy as a random piece. Okay, how the deep web works. The dark web is part of the deep web, but the deep web isn't necessarily dark. The deep web is just a part of the internet that isn't discoverable by standard search engines, and it accounts for the majority of the web content. Which of the following is not part of the deep web? Local library digital catalog, personal email account, post to closed Facebook groups, or tweets? I'm going to say the local library digital catalog. Tweets. Twitter didn't start indexing tweets until 2014, and before that, they were once part of the deep web. Basically, anything where you have to provide a password is deep web. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. And here you go. A podcast or on Zoot Suits. Yes. Zoot Suits were popular during the Harlem Renaissance and were later adopted by Latino culture in the United States. Sensationalized news stories at the time tied the broad-shouldered suits to crime and depravity, fueling racial tensions, which bubbled over in 1943 as the Zoot Suit Riots. Which city did the riots occur in? Miami, Los Angeles, New York, or Chicago? Well, it's Los Angeles. U.S. servicemen would target the easily identifiable Zoot Suit wearing men and start fights. Eventually, the police joined the side of the servicemen. As of 2020, Zoot Suits are still officially banned in Los Angeles. There you go. So there you have it. There's your 6 selection of questions, all of your tokens, your player boards, and your rules. And that concludes, and that's everything that's included, and that concludes our unboxing of Stuff You Should Know, a party game of weird, fascinating, and unbelievable trivia, brought to you by Trivia Pursuit and our good friends at Hasbro Gaming. Again, it's for ages 16 plus for 3 to 6 players. As always, thank you so much for joining us for this unboxing video. It's truly appreciated. If you enjoyed the video, you could always give us a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Of course, you could always hit that subscribe button. This way you're kept up to date as to any time we release new content to the page. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well. Enjoy the remainder of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.